Hey guys, thank you so much for coming to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to cut and prepare kabocha squash. Believe me, it's not that difficult once you know all the tips and tricks that I'm going to tell you in this video. I love buying a whole kabocha squash or any other squash rather than pluck out ones because it lasts longer, fresh, and much cheaper. If you love kabocha squash like me, let's start cooking together. Kabocha squash is a kind of winter squash. It's called the kabocha squash or Japanese pumpkin. It tastes like between pumpkin and sweet potato. It also has nutty flavor to it. Once it's cooked, it becomes texture like chestnut, and I like to eat as an easy snack. The problem of cutting kabocha squash is that it's very hard to cut through, but pushing it so hard is making the problem even worse. So key is being nice and gentle. To make that happen, in this video, I'm gonna cover 5 topics, which is how to cut kabocha squash in half, tips for storage, how to slice, cut into chunks, and remove skin safely. So let's start with basic skill of cutting kabocha squash in half. So first, pick up your sharpest knife. We are gonna remove top part of kabocha squash. Using the heel of the knife, make a series of small cuts around the top part. If your knife doesn't have a sharp heel like mine, you can use tip of the knife instead. But personally, I like to use heel of the knife because I think they have better control. This rocking motion of knife helps cutting easier. And top part is very stiff, so try not to cut them directly, but go around and remove them. Once you go all the way around the top part, give even deeper cut using tip of the knife. Then push up the top part out. You see how easily it comes out. Let's do the same thing on the bottom part. We use heel of the knife to cut around the bottom part. You see, I'm not pushing hard, but gently sink the knife into the surface. Once it's go around, use tip of the knife to deepen the cuts. Then push up to pop the bottom out. Try a few times as you go around. Eventually, it comes out. Now top part and bottom part is cut out, so it's ready to be cut into halves. Use the skin of the kabocha squash. There is a stripe going across the body. Cutting on stripes is easier than cutting on other parts. Using the same rocking motion, let the knife sink into the skin. Tip is, utilize the weight of the knife to naturally press down and cut through the skin and flesh. Now let's do the same thing on other side. Now you got perfectly halved kabocha squash. Now let's move on to storage tips. If you use up whole kabocha squash at once or use just part of it and store the rest, it's important to remove the seeds and gunk. So take a spoon and scoop out all the insides. Browning starts from gunk and seeds because they are moist and nutritious. Some people recommend to microwave it before cutting, but I just don't recommend it. Because once you microwave it, it doesn't last long, just a few days. Unless you eat all at once. So now you can wrap it or cut and store in the airtight container and put in the fridge or freezer for storage. You can reserve the seeds and bake them with olive oil and salt, and that's gonna be a great snack. Just make sure to rinse them and dry them before baking. So now we are ready to slice it out. Place the kabocha squash on the flat side down. Take your knife and we are gonna slice into half moon shape. Using same rocking motion to place the knife in. Once it becomes too hard to placing, just take out the knife. Then stick the tip of the knife into the cut and start your rocking motion again. Be gentle and keep on going. It's almost there. So here we get half-moon shaped slice. So keep on slicing until you get enough for your recipe. So now let's cut slices into chunks. So hardest part of the kabocha squash is skin. So cutting from flesh makes much easier. So stand up the slice and I think you can easily cut the slice into chunks. So if you've got enough chunks, let's move on to removal of skin. The skin of the kabocha squash is totally edible. I like to eat the skin because it's delicious and nutritious, and I always leave it on when I cook. But if you don't like taste or texture of skin, or if you want to make pumpkin puree for your pumpkin pies, the easiest way to remove the skin is slice them off before you cook. Place the flat surface down and gently slice off the skin. And make sure to always face your knife away from you. Keep your knife on the same angle and move the kabocha squash to remove the skin. So in this way, you and your kabocha squash is safe and secure. You see how easily the skin comes off? Now you are ready to make any dish you want. So now you know everything you need to know when you cook kabocha squash. Kabocha squash can be savory dish like salad or sweet dish like pies or muffins. In my next video, I'm gonna show you how to make perfect kabocha squash salad. And also the way I like to cook the kabocha squash. So if you enjoy cutting kabocha squash and interested in my kabocha salad recipe, make sure to hit the subscribe button and also follow me on Instagram where I post daily. So thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one. Bye!